Here comes the hum shed, a storage shed Christine is having built in the backyard. The man in charge is Thomas Carver. His sheds come highly recommended, and we were anxious to see the finished product. First, Thomas had to move the materials to the site at the back of Christine's large garden. Then they conferred at the site of an old greenhouse I'd built a decade ago. It had been dismantled and the salvage parts were stored elsewhere. But that's another story.
That's good, that's beautiful.
Then he brought in a lot of tools, including a compressor for the air hammer. Without a pause, the construction process began. First, Thomas laid out the support blocks. Then, Thomas' associate, Mark Harlan, arrived to help with the work. He transported siding and other materials on the lengthy trip from the truck, while Thomas leveled and secured the floor frame for the 8x10 shed. Mark then brought in the floor joists, which they assembled into the floor area. While we were in the house having lunch, the two men began to create the shed's sides. They worked quickly with hardly a wasted movement. They'd done all this before. Pictures are worth thousands of words, so let's just watch them work. They made good use of manual tools, power drivers, and compressed air hammers. The four walls assembled, they quickly put up the sides. Time is money, and they weren't wasting any. And they took a quick breather before they continued. The sides up, they installed the prefabricated gables. Note how cleverly they were designed to hang until Thomas was in position to flip it up while the two fastened it down with power nails and screws. Here comes the ridge piece, and the rafters were cut and fastened to it. Some trim detail, such as the fascia, was added before the heavy plywood roof was laid on, along with most of the asphalt shingles. Finally, they wrapped for the day. Next morning, Thomas worked alone on the many details. He cut and applied the rest of the asphalt roofing. And finished up the roof with ready-made ridge pieces. Next, it was time to install the door. This took a bit of preparation. Then he installed the hardware. Good show. Here he marked the shape of the window. Then cut out the hole and installed it. Christine, the new shed owner, had to do an inspection. Inside, Thomas added some sturdy shelves, finished up the work, cleaned up, took his check, and left with his thanks. Thomas and Mark had done all the heavy work, but had left us with the daunting task of priming and painting the small building. Lazy Daisy was of no use. And since yours truly, the old man, is not allowed on ladders, Christine did most of the high and the hard work, the most noisome being the siding's grooves. At last it was finished and looking good. The 8x10 shed looked fairly small, yet inside there was plenty of room for our old mower and other storables from the garage. In case of that promised earthquake, the sturdy shed would provide shelter. And that's it. Thanks for watching.